Hello, welcome everybody. It's Friday. I got a very special guest with me today, Lori Calcaterra. Say
Hi.
hello, Lori.
Hi, everybody. You don't know me? What do you mean you don't know me?
You don't know me. How could you not know Lori?
It's me.
Lori is the creator of Path of the Pale Rider, as well as some other things. So tell us, you got a crowdfunding coming up. We'll hear about this real quick before we dive into the intro. Tell us
No.
about your upcoming book.
Why, thank you. I didn't know I was going to get space. This is awesome. Hi,
You bet.
everybody. I'm Lori Calcaterra. I'm the writer creator of Path of the Pale Rider, which is a Western apocalypse series where death is broken. So, if you like things like Book of Eli, spaghetti westerns, Walking Dead with a little bit of cocaine bear sprinkled on top, we're for you.
I love
That's
it.
how we roll. Campaign launches tonight at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. Please join us. I'll be doing a live launch and walking people through the campaign. Matt knows my campaigns are crazy. We have all sorts of crazy things besides comics. We have custom pops and hot sauce and secret rewards, and
The
I have
hot sauce,
the hot
yes.
sauce is a thing. And I have some really cool stretch goals this time, you guys. Edible stretch goals. Yes, when your fans are foodies, you make your stretch goals
Wait, you have
edible.
edibles?
Not that kind of edible. Get your, I'm in Texas. We don't roll like that yet. We
We don't
could.
roll like that.
Not yet. Not
I'm
yet.
in Colorado. Everybody rolls like
Yeah.
that.
I was gonna say everybody's rolling where you are. In fact, people from Texas go to vacation to Colorado for reasons.
Just for that, yes.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, come
Right
check us
on.
out. It's a Western apocalypse series. Death is broken. It's not your typical zombie apocalypse. We don't have flesh craving zombies. It's more like people whose body died and their soul didn't leave and they're going through like dementia and body horror. It's crazy. And issue number 7, Matt, is just wild. Been talking about this issue for 2 years. It was one of those like you've been sitting on a secret that you can't wait to tell.
I
Oh,
love those
hey.
kind of situations. Benjamin's here. He said it's been like 2 years since the last show.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks, but
2
it
weeks.
does feel like 2 years. I thought it was canceled.
That's funny.
No,
No one has
no,
the
we're not
power to
canceled.
cancel the show.
Right, right.
Hi, Matt.
Matt with us. He says, "Look who's sneaking in as a guest host today." That's right. That's right.
Guys.
So now that we got some people here, welcome to the show. If you are a comic creator or a crowdfunder and you're looking to get more eyes on your campaign, you want more backers, you want a pitch that actually reaches out to people and gets them to buy your book, that's what this show is all about. We're here to help. Today, Destiny will choose 3 indie comic campaigns from the Wheel of Destiny. Lori and I will look at them, we'll review them, we'll give feedback, and we will choose one to back because in the end,
there can be only one.
Love it.
all right, episode 56 is on its way with our special guest. We got some great entries today. There were a ton of entries on the Facebook page. If you're not following us on Facebook, either at my page at Matt Campbell Arts, or on Action Line Studios, there were so many entries, but so many of them are pre-launches, so they will be in on the show very soon. Matt says he was referring to the cat as the guest host. No,
I see how it is. I see how it is.
yep. Sam is back. Right now, he's laying on the table in front of the keyboard. He'll probably start pushing buttons. Maybe he'll, shut the show down accidentally. Who knows? And my good friend, all the way from high school, Chris Steiner, is here saying happy Friday. I almost said happy birthday. I just had a birthday. That's one of the reasons we were off. I also had to go into the dentist. That was another reason. We had Denver Fan Expo, and we had the 4th of July weekend. It was just crazy. All kinds of stuff going on. But also, let's see. I want to pull this up real fast. I want to show you guys something. Some of you guys have seen this. Lori had not, so I want to be sure and show this. Let me find my share tab here. The buttons have changed. They have just done an update on StreamYard, so it still looks different. Here it is. Okay,
It's like
so
when they
as some,
rearrange the grocery store for no reason. It's like, why?
I know my grocery store is getting an overhaul as well. All right, so here it is. This is my new service, the Crowdfund Clinic. Basically, we're taking all the information that we have learned from these shows, from these campaigns, the things I've learned along the way, and we're providing you a review before you launch. Some of you guys have gotten some great feedback from campaigns that have been on the show, but you're already mid campaign. You can't change a lot, and so we've had some people that have left some referrals on here, like Matt Knowles, who's with us right now, and Fish Lee, and as they are saying here, if this helps you fine tune your project, how to make sure you're reaching that target audience. Because here's the thing: there's a lot of indie comics out there, and I want them all to succeed. But learning how to pitch and market and all that stuff is a totally different skill set, and that's actually what I teach at the college I teach at is marketing, graphic design, all that kind of stuff. And so you may be great at telling a story and making a comic, but getting it out there and pitching it is a totally different thing. And so we can get some eyes on it, and it's it's very inexpensive actually. If we go to this button here, it'll show you the different levels. For $20, basically a look at the entire campaign title, the log line, all the campaign stuff, and then I do like a 1 or 2 page report highlighting the positives and the things that could be strengthened. And it even comes with a fancy little PNG file you can put on your campaign if you want, a little badge of honor, if you wish.
Ooh, fancy.
Then the $30 one includes that stuff, but also we're going to take a look at your add-on and your tiers and make sure that those are making sense, that they're streamlined, because some people have so many tiers that they're confusing, or they're missing out on opportunities by not having enough tiers, or they're overpriced, things like that. We're going to give some feedback on that. And then the 35 diagnosis is also looking and breaking down your video and giving some feedback on how to improve that as well. So we've already had a couple of clients, and all of them have hit their goals already. Our last one hit their goal in like the first few days. So that's a new service that we're offering, and you're going to see me pitching that every show probably. And then I can't say anything yet, but we do have a really big name that almost all of you will recognize as a sponsor that's going to be hopefully coming up here very soon. We're working out the minutia details right now. Pop Culture Rocks is with us. Holla gang, good to see y'all. Benjamin wants to know, do either of you use the League of Comic Geeks to catalog your collections? I don't. Is that the one that's advertised a lot on the top 10 podcasts, or the top 10? They do the top 10 CGC books of the week every week. Really big name show. But no, I don't catalog my books as well as I should. I'm one of those terrible collectors that like I want to study the books. I want to read them. I like open them up and I like look at them and I draw from them. I'm not very good at pristining them.
I touch all the things.
I touch all the things. Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to update my script, so I'm totally winging it today.
By the way, I just want to say about your service, that to me is a no-brainer. $20 to have someone look at a campaign, but actually look at it. Because a lot of times we as creators send it to a friend, and that other friend is also building a campaign, and we're so busy like, this looks great, this looks great, this looks great, but is not really looking at it from an objective backer point of view. And so to send $20 to have someone be like, okay, did I miss anything?
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer.
Well, that's honestly when I was coming up with the price point. I asked a couple of friends who had suggested that we make this service based off of watching the show, and I put out some feelers of like what price point to put this at, and I wanted to make it affordable because there's people that are just raising like $500 or $1,000 for a campaign, and I wanted to make sure that it was affordable for everybody.
Right.
And because some people were like, hey, that's valuable. It should be like $50 or $100. And I agree with that. But I want to make sure that we're helping as many people as possible. And the price point isn't what's keeping them from doing it.
Right.
So if you're watching and you have a campaign coming up, be sure and check that out. I'll drop a link actually, the link is already in the description of this video if you're on YouTube or anything else. Or I put it in there ahead of time. I knew what I was doing.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, let's switch over here to let's see if it'll let me switch. Yes. There we go. All right, next up we have the Wheel of Destiny. This week we have a campaign that's ending in a few days, I think, called Dusk Love Bites, a vampire and magic love story. We have one called Call Sign Orion, which is actually one on Fund My Comic. I love when we get an opportunity to kind of look at the other platforms a little bit.
Yeah.
We always get inundated with lots of Kickstarter ones.
Right.
We have another one called Plague by Joel Thurman. Then Terra Quill Horizons by Sean Daly. I think that one might be from Canada. Not really sure. And then Astro Alliance #1. So we got a couple of different ones going on.
Sounds like some sci-fi, some horror, some love bites, some good old vampire
love and vampires, right?
Right.
We'll see if they sparkle as well, maybe.
Ooh, kill it!
all the pages are printed on glitter stock.
Oh, David, you should do that. The glitter edition.
The glitter edition. All right, are you guys ready to spin the wheel?
I'm ready.
I'm ready too.
Let's fucking go!
There can be only one Highlander type situation. Behold, my wheel of
Destiny!
Pitter patter, let's get at her.
Time to spin the wheel.
Time to spin the wheel. All right, here we go.
Spin it.
Number 1 for the day is gonna be. Looks like Terra Quill.
I want to pull these up on my screen too, so I can scroll through them together. Follow along with the class, people.
Follow along with the class.
Yes.
All right, Terra Quill Horizons #1. All right, we'll take that one off the list. Number 2. Oh, it's black on black. I can't tell.
Oh, it'll say
Astro Alliance.
Okay, all right.
The cat is pushing on my hand while I'm trying to write. Good thing this isn't going to anybody. It's like pushing on my hand.
Oh,
all right.
I need paper for this.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, you can write it on your hand if you want.
Oh, no.
You can sign language it, anything.
I got paper.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Our last and final entry for episode 56 is gonna be
Plague.
If
it gets past, prized.
All right.
There it is. Plague.
All right. So if you guys haven't checked out Dusk Love Bites, it's got 11 days to go. Be sure to check that out. That means they might make it on the wheel next week. And by that point, we'll also probably have Lori's on there as well.
I will definitely post mine.
Then we've also got Call Sign Yes, I look forward to
All
it.
right. Go ahead.
You're fine. We also have Call Sign Orion, which is on Fund My Comic, and they have 48 days to go. I don't know as much about Fund My Comic, but they do seem to go on for a lot longer. I don't know much about that, but this one said it started in June, ends on September 4th. It's a long time. Uh-oh. There you go. It looked like you were in meditation there for a second. You kind of froze up. It's just like,
I know. At least I wasn't talking. It's always
yeah.
the worst when I'm like mid word when it freezes, and I'm like, just stupid.
Love it. Love it. All right. Let's see. Our first one up. Let's see. Let's switch to this was going to be Tara Quill. And we're going to share this tab instead. Turn off that wheel. Okay. So we've got Tara Quill. I'm going to switch over to this one. That way we can see everything all at once. All right. Tara Quill Horizons #1. Okay. So that's the title. That's the name. Sometimes naming a comic book sometimes even is helpful in getting information about what the book is about. Something that this is a little sidebar, but something we talk about in my graphic design class or making logos and stuff is a lot of people want to have these like really niche kind of cool names that maybe they based off of their handle on the internet or something. And, what I have to explain to them is like, imagine if Apple computers, when they came out, just had their logo. No one would know what the fuck that meant. When they came out, it was called Macintosh computers. You have to like start off with something that everyone can recognize and understand because you're building a brand new audience marketing. And then as it increases and grows, you can narrow it down to a much simpler thing. If you start off with something that niche and that stylized, then it's harder and you have to just do a lot more marketing work. So if you have, Zelda's space travel adventures in your title, well, we're already going to get an idea of what's going on, and that's going to help your marketing right away. Fish says, it's my favorite Lori.
Hello.
Not just any Lori, this favorite Lori.
Yeah. Fish is my favorite fish, too.
Matt says you froze because you're not used to being on camera this much.
Yeah, that's why I laughed, because he knows better.
And Benjamin says, comic campaigns over 40 days long make me uneasy. That's a good thing. Well, why do you say that? That's a good question. Okay, so let's move on here. Tara Quill Horizons, their catch line. I'll let you read it since you can actually see it. I love that you have it up if you can.
Yeah, it says 2 brand new Tara Quill stories for fans of emotional fantasy comics.
All right. So what does that tell you? Are you engaged yet?
Yeah, I'm halfway. I'm halfway because these are so hard because they give you a one sentence, right, to describe where you are and where you're going. So these can be difficult. So I understand from this that there are other Tara Quill stories and that they are fantasy comics. But again, I'm not really sure what I'm getting into in the fantasy comic realm. And so,
Yeah, I
like
mean,
I
that's
said,
a
I'm
really
kind of halfway.
broad stroke.
Yeah.
I think that honestly, if book 1, because that's what the image there says is
Right.
Tara Quill Horizons book 1. If book 1 has 2 brand new stories, that information could probably be told to us down next in the description section, and we could save that title area for more pertinent information, like what kind of fantasy, is it sword and sorcery? Is it violent? Is it comedy? Is it fun? What kind of thing it is? And so this is what we're talking about by fine tuning. These little things can make a big difference because you only have a few seconds.
You do. That's the hardest part is you got to catch them with like the first what, 10, 15 seconds on
Yeah.
that?
There's a lot of stuff out there now
There's a
to compete
lot.
with. So I'm loving the art already that I'm seeing. I
Mhm.
love how there's this candlestick on the back of this creature, making the scale of this person seem very tiny. That's already interesting. Their goal was, I think this is converted. So their goal was $327, which is
This is a Canadian project, yeah.
Canadian project. So it looks like that was 450 Canadian. And they're at 1104 with 40 backers. So that's pretty good. But they still have 29 days to go. So they've already,
When did this
doubled or
launch?
tripled their goal. And they've still got 29 days to go. So that bodes well for them.
I wonder how many days they had planned it for. Going back to what Benjamin said, campaigns over 40 days long make me uneasy. Just curious.
Yeah.
Oh,
Interestingly enough, that's something that Fund My Comic does show you is the start date.
Okay.
Kickstarter does not. So yeah, we have no idea on how long they started. They could have just started yesterday, or they could have started 2 weeks ago.
Right.
But I'm ready to check out what this video has to tell us. I love it when there's videos. So let's dive in.
How long is it?
Hello,
Let's see.
my
Oh,
name's Sean Daly,
49.
and I'm a cartoonist from Toronto.
And I've been self-publishing comic books for a little over 10 years now. Some of my other books include Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Usagi Yojimbo, Kanto, Better Place, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, more Power Rangers, and more Power Rangers. My self-published works are Samurai Grandpa, The Bridge Builder's Creed, Seven Rays of the Sun, but it all started with a book called Terracool Collected, which is a series of short comics that I self-published, and I'm doing it all over again. Starting with Terracool Horizons. It's the first issue in a brand new series of Terracool comics. This first book in the new Terracool Horizons series is 32 pages, and it collects 2 brand new short stories. I'm really excited to be visiting Terracool again. It's been 10 years since I've explored this world. It was such a blast the first time, and I hope you enjoy it the second time. Thank you.
All right, short and sweet. What did you
Yep.
think?
Yep. I think this works perfectly for him because he is an artist that has tremendous, like a resume. He has other works that kind of speak for themselves. And so he was very quickly showing you his other things and that this is kind of his passion project, that it started with this one. And also explains why it says 2 brand new stories from the same collection, because he's done it before, but these are new. So I think this works great for this project specifically. Could there have been music? Maybe. Would it make a difference whether I back it or not? Nah.
Right. I think you're right. I think you said it just perfectly that this works for him.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
spent more time in this 50-second video talking about what he had accomplished because that works for him and he has those accolades to say. If this is
Me?
your campaign and you,
No.
not you personally, but if this is your campaign and you know that you've only made a couple of indie comic books and you probably aren't that well known, I wouldn't use this tactic.
Correct. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Matt said the same thing. I really like that video for him. Well
For
done,
him.
short and sweet. Yes. All right, moving on down. I still am eager to know what the story is about.
That's kind of what we missed, though, because he's still, I mean, like he had his accolades, but there wasn't a pitch. We didn't get a pitch yet.
Exactly. And we didn't really get a whole lot of that yet up above. So maybe down below we'll get some of that. Now, we got a couple of image graphics here. It says, welcome to Terraquill. This 32-page comic tells 2 tales, one of a lonesome young merchant's encounter with an odd creature, and one of a mystical seamstress in search of a legendary golden thread. All right, so there's our first pitch.
Yeah.
And then we have what is Terraquill. Okay. Now, again, this is something that might just not be known to. If you are busy doing comics and then you're like, oh, I want to do a Kickstarter, you jump on, you throw your stuff on there, and then you go back to working on comics, you may not be familiar with all the benefits and little bells and whistles that Kickstarter has, including these little areas right here.
Yes.
I mention this all the time because here's the thing. We just discussed how Sean has a following, right? And
Mhm.
so, and this is a returning book. So there's going to be people here who are like, yeah, I know what this book is about. I want to jump to the rewards. I want to jump to some part down below. And so having those things on the left can help your audience do that.
Agreed.
So, Sean, if you
There is
see
a
this,
way to do it though. If you have a cool image like he does, you can put the image and then there's an option on the left when you're creating the story to add it as a headline, and then you just put what the headline is supposed to say. So
yep,
you can still have the image and have the headlines that are clickable so that way people can navigate your page a little easier.
I'm making myself a note to make a short about how to do
How to
that.
do that. Yeah. It's not hard.
No, but I think people miss it. All right.
Yeah.
So, in the section, Terraquil is a world of stories. It's a place where odd, overgrown weevils with candles on their backs light the way for stray merchants, where an arcane thread can weave garments that grant wonderful powers and heal the sick, where a robot can become a lightning slinging mage against all odds, and where the fastest creatures known to time, the Jiffy Nimble, call home. But Terraquil is also a world much like ours, one where parents sacrifice everything for their families, where asking for help isn't always easy, where the people struggle every day to exceed their capacities, and where lovers hold on to their final seconds.
Mm.
I want to say something about this part right here. Guys, so often when we are pitching our comics, we're just talking about the powers, the environment, the cool factor, the angle of our comic, and we leave out this part right here, which is the humanity of it, why people are
Connection.
going to connect to it.
Yeah.
And he's doing a fantastic job with that. And every story has some aspect of this. Sometimes, even if it's just this character has this superpower and this character has this superpower, if you give it some thought, there's some human angle to it that you can put in part of the pitch. But I love what he's saying right here. This is great.
Yeah, it was well written too, you know?
Yeah. You can tell
Like
he's had some writing experience.
mhm.
I also love that he's being very clear that this is a 32-page black and white book with 2 comics, so you know what you're paying for. That's something I just saw recently on another campaign that we were just talking about for the show
Uh-oh.
that doesn't
Uh-oh.
say how many pages the book is. So
That's
never leave that out.
no.
Don't forget that in the end, people here are pre-ordering a product, right? And so you need to be telling them this is what they're getting. This is what size it is. This is how many pages it is.
Can
You
you
can even go so far as to say what kind of paper you're printing on,
Oh, yeah.
because that's the product that they're buying.
Gonna say, can you imagine backing like a $20 book and getting an 8-page book in black and white?
Yeah. Well, I actually had a friend. He's a great friend of mine who had like 8 different ideas for stories. And he wanted to kind of pitch them as stories for Netflix. But so he was like, I'll use the comic book medium. And he made these 8-page previews. So he like got a cover and then the inside 8 pages. That was it. And then he ran Kickstarter campaigns on them. And I don't think a lot of people realized that they were just 8 pages, and they were like, "Where's the rest of this?" So
That's how
yeah,
you don't get anybody show up for the next one.
yes, you got to be very clear about that. Um, and you can probably fill up other pages with like sketches and extra art and things like that. But
Mhm.
and then he goes into who he is, which we have already seen, and then we have the rewards. So I love that I can look at the rewards right here without having to jump over to the right. Our digital book, 32 pages, only $5. That's a great deal. The printed book is only $10 and it comes signed. That's another great
Mhm.
deal. Um, then we've got print book and ink sketch for $40. That's a great deal as well. Um, the ink sketch is drawn on 5x7 watercolor paper. Can be any character you'd like. And then we've got a print book and a painting, $100. For $100, you get a full blown painting. You get a Usagi Yojimbo or a Ninja Turtle painting for $100. 100
Where's
Canada dollars. What?
is my page messed up? I don't see the rewards on the
I
right
am.
though.
I'm scrolling down the centerpiece.
Oh no, yours are there. Let me refresh because all I have is on the right side was Sean's little bio, and there was like nothing to click on that says back this project.
Oh no.
Oh, I know what the problem is. My screen is not. Yeah, my screen was collapsed too far. I was like, no.
Oh yeah.
User error. Sorry.
User error. That's okay. Yeah, 100. So actually, that would equal $73 for a painting and a 32-page copy of the book, which is why there's people already jumping all over that. That's a good deal. We get for 200 Canadian dollars, 146 US dollars, we get a 32-page copy of the book, the digital copy of the book, and an 11x17 page from the book.
Wow.
That's phenomenal. Now, that's it. That's where we stop. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. I like that it's streamlined. We've got a digital. We got just the straight print book, and then we've got some with some sketches, and short and sweet. I like it.
Yeah.
Would you add or change anything to the campaign? I know you had hot sauce.
Well, okay, there's two schools of thought in my view of Kickstarter. There's the one that's like just focus on the book because the merch again is expensive, and so even though you're making money, you're spending it on the merch and it's not really going towards the print unless you're able to do what I do and make it yourself. Would I like to see more merch? Yeah. I might want a t-shirt. I think everybody loves t-shirts. But his forte is the art. And so I think he's leveraging that. So again, for this campaign, I think it works fine. And just focus on the books. I've seen some really big campaigns that do $20,000-$30,000 and all they do is their books. I don't know if he can leverage some of that other work just because again,
just about to
it's
ask that
published,
question.
right? But if he had other work that he could utilize on here, I think he should.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Is that if you're bringing back an audience that is a fan of your previous projects, he's worked on, Ninja Turtles and Usagi Yojimbo. Do you have original pages? Do you have?
I mean, use those because they're not. You know what I mean? I don't
Well,
know. The publisher.
I think if he owns the original, as long as he owns them,
Maybe.
he might be able to. Now, whether or not he can sell prints or other books, that might be under contract.
But even with this project, he said that there's other stuff that came before it. So he could even collect that and put it into something to
didn't he say there was another Terra Quill book?
So if people didn't get that, maybe it's an opportunity for a catch up, or I don't know how that's produced. Like if it's webcomic or I don't know how he did it. You know what I mean? But even a collection of the previous work so they could get a complete collection of Terra Quill would be cool. That's my only thing I would think of. But other than that, like again, this works for this campaign. So
Yep. Now, again, he's already up to 42 backers. We'll keep an eye on this one and see how this grows over the next 29 days because he does have a lot of people who know who he is. And so I think another thing is just a matter of like, I saw this, I don't know, I think it was like episode 12 or early on, where we came across a campaign that was like one of the most streamlined, stellar, beautiful campaigns I'd ever seen. And the person who put it together was an animator and had a bunch of animator friends. And so you could see the quality of this thing was just off the charts. But they were never on social media. They were busy like doing their thing. And so nobody was like really
Nobody
checking
found
it
it?
out. Nobody knew who they were. Like
Oh.
animators are notorious for not being known because they're just another name in a long scroll of names. And they often don't get out there. Like we go to shows, we sit behind a
Mhm.
table, like, hey, I'm a comic creator. I'm a rock star, you know? And people get to know us a lot more because we're always out there like trying to hawk our stuff. Animators, they just do their job and get paid and go home, you know. And so yeah, that thing should have been making like 5 figures, but it was barely succeeding because nobody knew who he was. So I don't know that that's the case here. I think a lot of people probably know who this person is because he is still in comics. So I think it's going to do well. All right, thanks for sharing this one with us, Sean Daly. I look forward to seeing it. I look forward to seeing the next books that you have. I want to go check out some more of his other books now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next up, Astro Alliance. Let's see if it'll jump tabs for me. So far, so good. It's having a good day. Sometimes it'll say I got to close it and reopen it.
Lovely.
All right. Next one up is Astro Alliance #1. I'll give it this right out of the gate.
Sean just put a comment. It's funny.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah.
He
You
said,
don't
"That
have
was
to
a
do
great
hot sauce.
breakdown."
I promise. It's not for everybody.
Lots of information, great objective look at what makes a campaign interesting and effective. Thanks for giving a look. And terrible hot sauce next time.
It's
love
a thing, I guess. My backers love it. Anyway.
Yep. That's
Thank
her
you.
thing.
That's my thing.
Yep. Well, and Matt's his socks.
Yeah. Someday I need a pair of glow in the dark socks from one of his campaigns because they're just
Yes.
amazing. I need it.
I feel it. What are you doing? What are you doing, Kat?
Stealing the show.
He's kneading on my chest while I'm trying to do the show. All right. Moving on to the next one, Astro Alliance. Even out of the gate, Astro Alliance gives me some idea that it's a sci-fi. A group of super-powered heroes from across the universe unite to stop an evil god from recreating the Big Bang in his own image. Kind of got some Thanos vibes going on.
Yeah. I think that was really well done. It gives you a perfect idea of what to expect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we know it's sci-fi. Now we throw in the superheroes, and we know what they're trying to achieve. So yeah, that's a good pitch. It gives us some information. I like it. They are at 15. They have a goal of $1,500, and they're at 1313 with 44 hours to go. They are so close. Maybe we can get them over the hump today.
Yeah.
All right, 33 backers. Let's see what the video tells us. It is. Oh, hold on. It's 3 minutes and 40-second video. So.
Okay, let's see it. I'll put my thumb up when I know the drill.
Audience, same thing. You can like put an X up if you're ready to stop. Here we go.
Too long. Right there. It's too long.
Way too long.
Do something.
Yet, you're probably wondering how I got into this mess. This isn't the first time I got into some unwanted trouble. It all started on Van Roth Fort during the final battle of the Solar Coalition War. Our orders were simple: capture Shivak leadership and go home. Sadly, we were given new orders to massacre the entire Shivak population. These people were innocent, women and children, defenseless. I was no cold-blooded killer. I knew Gentron had become a shell of its former self, including my friend and fellow brother-in-arms, Halvon. He was more than willing to follow orders, even if it meant losing his soul. I tried to reason with them, but Halvon clearly had been waiting for this moment. He turned my soldiers against me and took command. I tried to save what I could. I wish I could have done more. but there was just too many. I was arrested, sentenced for execution for treason against the Gentronian empires. That's when it happened. This immense power from within freed me, and I was able to escape. I had lost everything. My friend, my wife, my people, all because I did what was right. I had repurposed a Gentronian fighter and reprogrammed the AI to make it my own. Now,
All
on
right.
the
Lori's calling it. Whew.
It's not that it's not. How do I want to put this? Just needs to go a little quicker. And this seems like a full-on pitch to the story. And to me, my personal opinion is that that's not what the Kickstarter video is for. There should be a pitch. There should be something about the author, something overall, touch on the Kickstarter and then get out. And then a
Yeah.
lot of this could be in the story. I have done additional videos in my story if people choose to click on them, but this needs to go a lot quicker, is in my opinion. That's it. It's hard when people have the attention span of a goldfish these days.
Yeah. So I think you hit the nail on the head. This is kind of like when you watch those trailers that basically tell you the whole movie in the trailer.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is trying to explain every single aspect of the story, and we don't need that. What we need is to get emotionally invested and get excited. So, like Benjamin said, it lacks emotion. And so all you really need to do is say, hey, I'm really excited about this, and here's why. These characters are going to fight these characters, and if they don't succeed, the whole world's going to blow up. And here's some of the cool art. Gotta have the cool art, and it does have, like someone said, a very I think
Silver
it was
Age.
Benjamin again, like
Yeah.
golden Silver Age kind of vibes. The artwork's cool. In fact,
Yeah.
deep in the recesses of space, kind of thing. We have this like 80s, 90s style cartoon kind of vibe to it. I think it would do a whole lot better. And then down below, you can get into some more of this stuff, but still probably not as much as we're putting down here. That's like the whole
Right.
story.
And I mean, the Kickstarter, here's my thoughts about it too. Well, this is a first issue. So he's trying to, I think, give a lot because it's a first issue to get people into the story. What's the story? What's the story? There's too much words there, in my opinion, too.
That's a lot of words.
There's a lot of words without an image. Like, break it up
Yep.
with an image, right?
Yep.
But again, it's like you just want people to get in the door, pitch to them the big idea, and then move on. We shouldn't be doing a full series recap on the Kickstarter too if you're on like issue 12.
Yep. Yep. So again, this is where this service that we're offering can come in helpful, because we would help edit and trim this down to the really the things that are important. So here, check out this little paragraph here. This seems like a pretty good little section here. It says, a group of unlikely heroes embark on a journey across the cosmos to discover the mysterious origins of their powers, while simultaneously unraveling a nefarious plot of an ancient god intent on recreating the Big Bang, shaping existence itself into his own image.
Full stop. Don't need anything
If you would have read that with some emotion and flair like I just did, while showing some of the most interesting imagery on your video, that's all you would have needed.
Agree.
That's it. You're done.
Agree. And I know, like, we beat ourselves up like trying to give all this information, but I think we waste a lot of time as creators on giving too much. And it's like you could spend that time developing a different part of the page.
Well, and here's something else. I mean, I don't know how to say this in a politically correct way, but
there we go.
I have picked up books that hooked me, that gave a good pitch, and then I got them and I was like, it's not as good as I was led on to believe, but I still bought it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you give me everything, I may not buy it because I'm like, well, I've seen every single panel of this book and I'm not super excited about it. I don't see a reason, right? But if you just give me glimpses and excitement and hope, I might still actually buy it, Again, I don't know how to say that in a totally nice way, but um,
You must leave
giving some
something to the imagination.
that's the word I was going for. Yeah, you got it. Um, all this next big section here, this is something we mention all the time in this show, and that is if you're using all of these proper nouns of this world that you've made up, we don't know what they mean. So, on the run from the Centron Empire after escaping his wrongful imprisonment, Captain Saturn scours the galaxy. A distress call from King Soldor. I don't know who these people are. They don't have as much weight to them if you just say, instead of Captain Saturn, you say, a, a drug addicted firefighter must, but now there's something like tangible that I can understand, right? Hiding behind Sam here.
It was like the cat is now taking over the show.
Yeah.
Cat looks great wearing your hat, by the way.
Yep.
See?
So, Don is with us. He says, I know that lady.
Hi, it's DJ.
So it's a 32-page comic, which he says here. Says it's an absolute thrill ride that does not let up. We have some character bios, which, again, the style seems to fit all together, and it has, like you said, this very classic golden silver age vibe. I feel like some of these shots here, these cool action shots, would be great to use.
Yeah.
And let's see. Don't pile me up with hard to pronounce names for alien races. I don't have a reason to care about it.
It's hard.
Yes.
It's hard. Because,
Yes.
I mean, a lot of classic fantasy books do that we love, like Tolkien
Oh my
does.
gosh.
And, like, you ever read
There's
Dune?
one.
They're there, but it's hard to relate to characters when you're like, Frashnafanach.
Yeah, I can't even pronounce them. I can't see
Right.
my keyboard because you're in the way, buddy.
He's pushing the buttons. He's putting comments up. But
There's
it's also
one
hard
that
to relate to the characters if you can't say their name.
Yeah, there's one that's kind of old that I looked up. I read it a while back, and I can't remember the name of it. But the whole book is not only full of like a lot of fantasy names, but a lot of them phonetically sound similar. And so I had the hardest time trying to keep track of them in the book.
Man.
It was a really great story, but the names threw me off a lot. But we'll get back on track here. Let's take a look at some of they do have the jump feature on the left. There's a lot of art. We've got the covers here. So here is their main cover. Very cool. Again, kind of classic looking covers. Then we've got what looks like a
wrap cover.
I don't know if it's a wrap cover. I think it's two different covers.
Really? I think you're right. You put them together for.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name for that.
Sorry, that's my dog.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I don't remember what they call those, but the cat in Matt's hat. I didn't notice that until just now. Yeah, they're very cool looking covers.
Yeah. Remind me of like X-Men. You know what I mean? Like
totally.
The whole crew together, powered up and suited up.
Yep.
That's what it looks
All right,
like.
we've got our rewards. The main cover is $12. Over here in the center section, it jumps right into the main cover, but over here on the right, there is a digital edition for $5.
Okay.
And then we jump into the main cover for $12, which is a good price for a book on Kickstarter. Then we have this
shipping?
connecting cover A, connecting cover B, connecting covers. That's what we're thinking of. So they're $30, or if you get them together, they're $25. Now, here's a thing. I always say this. This is just a pet peeve of mine. This is not a hard and fast rule. But whenever there is a alternate cover that's suddenly more expensive, I always want to know why.
Why?
And so in this case, it's because there's only 25 of them.
Now it makes sense.
So limited quantity is a reason to have, in my mind, to have a higher rate. If it's just like, oh, this one's got boobies on the cover, some people will pay that, but I just don't feel like it deserves to cost extra. It didn't cost you any extra.
Right.
Um,
It could be that you spent money on a well-known artist, something
could
like that,
be.
where the cover itself cost a bit of money. Like, I get that too, you know?
Yeah.
It could
I
be
feel like
another
there's just
reason.
a multitude of ways to give reasons for that. Like whether you want to say I have this is a limited edition or something, but I think you're right. Certain artists we're going to come to expect of like, oh, they got that particular artist, so it makes sense that it's more expensive, I guess. But in this case, I love that they said this was a limited quantity, so they're a little bit more, but it's only $3 more. And then if you get them both together, it's 25. So you're right back down to normal price. There's a pin. There's a T-shirt, a
I don't
hat.
think the comic comes with those. This is interesting because on my
Yes,
own
got that.
campaigns, I'll do hat plus comic, but the focus is always on the comic. These ones, it's just the hat and just the shirt. So that's interesting to me. It's not good or bad in my mind. It's just you can just get the shirt if you want.
I feel like these would be good things to have in the add-on section as
Add-on,
individual
yes.
things. But I agree with you. I think that if you're going to put something in the reward tier section, it should come with the book. And then if they want to go add on more, they can. Because like right now, there's nobody backing the shirt or the hat. There is someone getting this shirt, the Astro Alliance shirt.
They could
So
also be in the add-ons. I'm gonna go look.
it might be. There is a pack that comes with a physical copy of Astro Alliance and the digital edition, and a T-shirt, and a pin, and a hat, and stickers for $90. So that's pretty good.
All of those items are in the add-ons.
Right. So I don't think you need an add-on and a tier. That's kind of redundant. So I think that the tiers could be streamlined a little bit in that we don't need those if they're already in the add-on section. I love that you have them. I love that you have like the logo hat and the t-shirt. That's very cool. And then we stop at our highest tier at 90, which gives you the hat, the t-shirt, and the books. I feel like, again, there's an opportunity here to go a little bit higher into the 200 range. You got some great artwork here. Somebody's doing that great artwork, whether it's the person who is the creator or a separate person. I didn't catch that. I don't know if I saw who's doing all this.
Is there a team? There is not.
I didn't see a team tab, no. So maybe it is all just one person. I don't know.
Could be. Let me go look at his bio. See, all of these things are on the Kickstarter, by the way. Future Vision Comics, 2 created, 1 backed.
Yep.
Created by writer Stephen Guy and artist Eric Shane. Huh.
Okay. So
that's all we got.
Essentially, if the creator or the primary person is Steven, he's the writer maybe, and then you have the artist. I would definitely talk to the artist and see, either if that artist can is willing to maybe do a custom sketch as a reward. Say, hey, and I've done this. Like, hey, the artist said he'll charge $100 to do a head sketch. So I'm going to make a tier that's $150 or $200. It's include the sketch and a book and stuff like that. So that the artist gets paid and I get paid and we both, walk away ahead. If the artist doesn't want to do that, the next thing is who's owning the original artwork to these covers? Because these covers look great and you could probably get several $100s out of the original artwork for these covers. So that's something to consider as well. Another thing to consider, we've talked about before, I don't know, this is a number 1 comic, and so perhaps there's opportunities for background characters to appear in future books, which is another tier that you can usually charge a couple $100 of. All right, we got some comments here. Matt says, hold up. Did their profile start with the next big publisher? As a comic creator myself, statements like that are a turnoff more than an enticement.
Man. Let me go look. Yeah, it does. It says the next big comic book publisher. Yeah.
Somehow I just lost my focus there.
The cat did it.
Probably.
There you go. Nope.
There's that tail getting in the way there. That's why.
Furry friend.
All right. And then Mr. Fish says, I'm starting to wonder if it's not smart to show some of the coolest add-ons as tiers. I don't think most folks will scroll far enough through the add-ons. I keep having people say I never saw that. So here's what I would do, and I'm sure actually Lori has more experience with this with all the extras that she normally throws in. But in my experience, what I would do if I was going to have hats and T-shirts, which I have had, I would put those images in the main description section so people can see them and say, hey, we have these in the add-on section, and then put it in the add-on section. That way I don't need to have a whole reward for that t-shirt, but people see that it's available. I also tend to like to get someone to be wearing the shirt. That's just more relatable. But so Lori, you've had lots of stuff on your campaigns. Mm-hmm. How do you do it?
Similarly, I will have a section with rewards and add-ons. I like to showcase the things that are super cool that are only in the add-ons. For example, this campaign, someone made me these little tiny figurines of this puppy called Sad Pancake. And so something like this, I only have 4 on the campaign. And so this is in the story page. And then in the bottom left corner, I'll put, this is, like it's in add-ons. And so people have to know where to find these. And so I'll showcase the cooler things that I'm adding. Everybody knows that I have t-shirts and hats and a plethora of merch. So I will remind people with either just some text, or sometimes I'll create a GIF that just plays automatically showcasing some of the things, just to remind people where to go to get these things. Some of the tiers I will have some things that are also add-ons, like the hot sauce. I have one tier where it's like the sampler, which is 3 bottles plus the comic, because people just want that. So they know where to go to get it, but it's also available in the add-ons for people just in case. Yes, add Pancake. That's the name of this puppy. So that's kind of how I tackle it. Is I won't duplicate all of the add-ons in the tiers because that would be way too much. Mm-hmm. So just a couple, and then I showcase the cool things, and then into the add-ons they go.
All right. Well, there you have it. That's great feedback. Hopefully that answers your question there, Mr. Fish. Sad Pancake.
That's the name of that dog. DJ actually did a cover last campaign of Sad Pancake. And it was a top seller because everybody
nice.
Everybody loves the puppy. Mm-hmm.
DJ's just down the road from me practically.
Really?
Yes.
Super talented.
Fish says, I'll have pics and descriptions in the body and then have it in the add-ons, and they say they never saw it. Drives me off the wall.
It happens all the time. I hear it too, Fish, because I have so many things. People are like, I didn't know I had that option. I was like, well, you got to kind of look around, Yep. But it'll be on next campaign too, so you can still get one.
Yep. All right. We got to keep moving along to our last and final one. We'll go into Plague. And
William Russell has a cover on this one.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, he was just. William Russell and I will collaborate on our project. So I wrote some issues of his series, Psycho Sal, and I typically have 2 covers by William Russell on my next campaign. So I recognize that purple one. That's William Russell. Mm-hmm.
DJ's stalking me. All right. Plague is our third and final entry. Says, War of the Worlds meets Predator in this modern alien invasion survival story. 36 pages, full color.
Cool.
Got a little bit of everything in there. We got. I feel like if you're going to do a one sentence pitch, that's a good opportunity to use those relatable type of things. War of the World meets Predator, because it gets the ideas in people's heads very quickly.
Yes.
So I thought that was a good use of that.
Agreed.
They have a $500 goal.
Yep.
They're about halfway there with 12 days to go. So I want to see how we can improve it, because when I see someone with a $500 goal, they've got 12 days to go. I don't know when they launched this. That might have been like a 2-week-long project.
I think it was, to be honest with you, because I just saw
like
this
I remember
cover
that.
pop up. So I don't think it's a long campaign, but still, you would think, meet your goal.
Yeah.
Right there.
But $500 isn't a lot to raise, so it should be doable pretty quickly, even at a 2-week range. So if we're not hitting goal, there's probably some things that we could improve. Let's see what the video tells us. It is 48 seconds. I think we can handle that one. Let's go full screen with it. I'll just go full. There we go.
Spaceship.
This reminds me of 2001.
Yeah, I get that vibe too.
All right, there it is. What do you know about the story now, Lori Calcaterra?
Aliens. That's about it.
It's aliens.
I mean, it's, again, videos are the one thing I always watch this show, and it's like, it's the one thing that I think consistently that people need help with. Videos are hard. They're either too long, there's too much information, not enough information. They're hard. And this is your classic case of probably someone who is the artist and doesn't want to talk in the video. I don't hear any explanation. I don't see any words with a pitch. It's really pretty, and it had music, but we have no idea what we're getting ourselves into. It was a good time frame, though, because I was starting to check out right about 38 seconds, and that's when the plague icon came up. So I was like, okay, at least it's appropriately timed, but I don't know. I don't know what this is yet.
Yeah, you hit some great positive points. The artwork displayed was really great looking.
Yeah,
good to look at, and the length of it was really, really good. You can only keep people's attention so long with scrolling images on some music. So one of the things that we talk about in our class is the voiceover, having something, because the other thing that we'll often see people do, we didn't do it here, is they're like, I still don't want to be on camera. I don't want to do camera stuff. So I'll just type in some words and make you read a bunch of stuff. Save that for down below.
Right.
But another thing that can actually help keep our attention a little bit longer is a really clever use of sound effects. And so sometimes you can kind of create suspense and create mood, different than that. Mr. Fish says you made it way further than I would have. So Mr. Fish, I don't think would have finished the video is what he's saying. And Chris says even a little narration would have gone a long way.
Right.
Yeah. Because everything else, like the art looked good, and
the art looks good.
The amount of time it had looked good, but we still don't know a whole lot. Thankfully, we got some information in the tagline about War of the Worlds meets Predator, so we know there's like a monster kind of attacking kind of thing. But let's see what the story tells us. Let's jump down to this.
You can tell when I'm reading because I'm like, let me.
Yeah, the eyes get all squinty, right? Okay, so we have this big open space, then we have a little block of text, and then a picture, and then they're doing another great. I always like to point out the positives because it's
Yes.
easy to point out the negatives. They're doing a great job of like pictures and some text, and a picture, then some text, keeping it
Yes.
broken up. There's not huge areas to read. So let me see what I can pull out of this. Plague is an alien invasion story set several years after the crash landing of an alien ship. Humanity has achieved remarkable advances due to the confiscated technology. But did the arrival of the new alien ship come too soon? Fans of Predator, War of the Worlds, and Alien will enjoy this series. I grew up on a healthy dose of Star Trek, yada, yada, yada. Plague follows the lives of several different people as they encounter the invasion. Okay. So we start off with then telling us what people. So a career soldier who was involved with the first contact, a xenobiologist. Is that a real thing?
Sure.
Sure, sure.
I don't know.
I don't know either. And
Sounds
twin
legit
of
to me.
so a xenobiologist and twin of our previous character literally wrote the book on aliens. Okay. So then we have our bad guy, maybe the Supreme Allied Commander. I mean, sounds like a bad guy. In charge of the multinational force, an elite military alliance created after the first contact and responsible for planetary defense. This is thrown in here randomly. Note, this book is finished. Artwork, covers, letters are all done. I'm raising funds to print physical copies, so the turnaround time should be quick. Then we have the first 4 pages down below, which again, very nice looking art, really
Yeah.
beautiful art. Good job on the fire, whoever's doing the coloring. And then we're done. That's it for the description.
Ooh, really?
So what are we missing?
Oh, a whole lot.
Well, give
Oh.
it to us, Lori. What do we
Mm,
let Joel know what might be missing?
Joel, I love you. Please take all of this as constructive criticism. Okay. We want you to succeed. I don't know. Is this let's look. Joel's created 4 Kickstarters. Okay. So he's not brand new at this game.
He's not brand new.
The
He's
you
probably got
had I don't know what happened here. I feel like you understand how it's supposed to go because you had the plague, and then again you gave us the pitch and you had pictures in there. That's exactly what we want to see. I feel like that note could have gone into the risk section because there's like frequently asked questions and risks,
Mhm.
et cetera, and that could have been there where it's just like the book's already done. We're just gonna print it. That's it. Or you could even have a section that's like how the funds are used. So there's different places where that could go. We don't have anything about team. We don't really have anything about rewards. I see that we have some. All covers are available in trade dress with like there's stuff about the covers, but it's just really small. I think all of those covers should have a place of their own to kind of showcase because if people are backing these and a lot of times they base it off of emotion and support of these creators, they should be a lot bigger so people can see them and analyze them. All of that, you know what I mean? The
Mhm.
interior pages are good, but they're just I feel like there needs to be a lot more on this campaign. Now, again, that's my point of view. I put a crap ton on my campaigns. Sometimes I get critique like from Matt that it's too much. Then you put all this on one page. Oh my god! But I feel like it's
Well,
just left
that's where the jump points on the side come to is if you got that
yeah,
much stuff, like
you can click
some
around.
people might already know what Path to the Pale Rider is all about. They want to see what
Right.
kind of hot sauce there is. Let's just
Right,
jump
because
to the
there's
hot
new hot
sauce.
sauce every time, right? Send me there. What are the stretch goals? Where are we at?
Yeah,
And so, I just feel like you could put more into this, Joel. But I mean, the book itself looks great. At this point, we need to sell the book.
right. My point of view is almost always coming from the story aspect.
Yeah.
I'm very much a story driven, plot driven person. I love art that always hooks me. So I want to know I'm going to be emotionally engaged before I invest, right? So it's been very clear that this is an alien invasion story. And he set up some good log lines with like War of the Worlds meets Predator. And we've also got these characters. But what might help me and might help other people is some sort of emotional engagement. Like we've got this Major Akio, and then we've got this doctor, and they're twins. I would assume at some point in here, one of them is trying to help save the other one. You know,
Mhm.
the why behind this. You know, like if it's just this vague, the world's going to end, that's hard to be emotionally attached. But if a character's family member is being taken and abducted, and their one character's fighting to get them back, that's something we can relate to a lot more. And so I think having a little more emotional connection somehow to one of these multitude of characters of like that we can relate to, like if we put ourselves in the book, that we're going to be much more invested. Um, and so, um, you know, like for instance, up here it said, set several years after the crash landing of an alien ship, humanity has achieved remarkable advances due to the confiscated technology. Okay, so in this world, there's a lot of technology. But
Right.
did the arrival of the alien ship come too soon? Too soon for what? That's a question, which we love to set up questions, but I don't know what the question that it's really asking.
Right. Is it like humanity can't handle the technology, or
Right. There's not an
that's what I'm thinking.
emotional attachment to that question. It's just too soon for what? So I think that is an opportunity to reword things in a way that says um, a little bit more about what that means, you know? Um,
Mm.
I do feel like he did say the book was done. Did it say? Oh, at the very top, it says it's 36 pages. So we
Mhm.
know how much of a book we're getting. And then over here, we've got the uh, the rewards. We got digital for 5, regular cover for 10, the alternate cover for 10. Again, this is the only place we're getting to see these covers, like you said, is
It's
in this
still
tiny
too
thumbnail.
small. Yeah, I really feel like we should be getting a bigger image, that it would help sell, the covers, because people can really get the full effect of what these covers
Hmm.
look like. We
Yeah.
just
So that's something, and because I don't think the other only place we see it is in this thumbnail preview image.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think that having those in your main description section would benefit that a lot. And then scrolling down, we've got cover combos, um,
Titled and Virgin. Titled and
complete
Virgin,
set lettered and virgin covers, and that's where it kind of stops. And so,
$40, $50,
um,
$75. Yeah. Again, I still I'm merch queen, so it's like you could always benefit from a T-shirt.
yeah,
That's what it feels
and
like.
like especially with a new book. I mean, I hate to say this. You can tell me what you guys think,
Yeah.
but I'm probably not going to buy 4 covers of a brand new book I don't know anything about yet. If it's somebody I know, like a well-known artist or a well-known writer, and there's all these multitude of covers, I might. Or if there's a couple covers by artists that I know, I might. But um, this reward here, where it's like get all 4 lettered covers and all 4 unlettered covers, that's a total of 8 covers from an artist and person that I don't really know. That's not as likely. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. I don't know what you guys think.
I
Would
would
you
do
buy?
half of that. Like, you could have a tier that has, like, all the covers. I don't know, is there a draw for you with comics when you back? Do you prefer a lettered or non-lettered, dressed or non-dressed? Because 'Cause I'm not really that I'm a writer, so you know what I mean? I'm looking at, I like this one, so I'm
Right.
not picking up 2 different versions of the same art. That's me.
Um, so I have offered virgin covers, and they really don't do that well
Yeah.
in my campaign. I have owned a couple of virgin covers, and most of the time, I find that the ones that do well are going back to we've seen on Kickstarter a lot, like the sexy covers. People can put them up, in a
As
in a
art.
frame.
Yeah.
something like on the wall or something. By the
Gotcha.
way, there's a little
The
plug for
Gerald.
Gerald.
Yeah,
Um,
we love Gerald.
but by the way, this frame is something that I offer on my campaigns. It's made by Collect to Display, but these slide out
Ooh, that's super
and it's
cool.
glassless, so I can put them in the campaign. And I offer these on my campaigns, and you just change out whichever comic you want, and it's mounted to the wall.
I'm stealing that.
She'd love that. She'd love to have more people.
We all stealing that. Me and Mr. Fish, we're stealing that. You watch.
So I should have given away my secret, huh?
Darn.
But yeah, I feel like they're a nice novelty. They're a way to have an extra cover if you don't have any other kind of cover. But I don't sell all that many more of them than I do anything else. So all right, that's all three that we have for today.
Matt is also in on the thefting. We're all stealing that. Sorry.
Yep. So we had Plague, which we just looked at, Astro Alliance, and Terraquil Horizons. So write down which one you feel like gave the best presentation and intrigued you enough to want to buy their book. I need to find a piece of paper. I'm going to use a giant piece of sketch paper because that's the closest thing I have. And if I can write on it without the cat.
Good luck.
I know. He's like been all over me this entire show.
He's like, that's what you get for leaving me alone for too long. I'm cat.
Yes.
I demand attention. If my door was open to my office, my dog would be in here too. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, if I didn't open it, he would just be meowing outside the entire time, loud enough to hear. So at least he's quietly just rubbing up against me. All right. I have mine ready. Red eye.
1.
All right. You guys ready out there?
2.
Get the drum roll.
Oh, I did it already.
There it is.
Ta-da!
All right. Terraquil, looks like a unanimous vote on that one. Great job. Great job, Sean. You put together a nice presentation. We found very few things to improve, but there were a couple. All in all, though, a great example of a well put together campaign. I'm excited to know more, and that's what we want to see. Again, I want to shout out again that if you are interested in making a campaign and want to get some feedback on your campaign before you get there, before you launch, check out our new service at actionlinestudios.com. The link to it is in the description of these videos. So you can go directly to it. It starts at $20 to take a look and break down every positive and negative that we can find on your campaign. And we'd love to help you guys succeed and not find these mistakes after you've already launched, things that might be costing you backers. We don't want that.
No, we want everybody to succeed. That's the whole point of this. And as a creator, I have found that until I get peer review, I don't get any better because I'm in my own bubble, right? And I think I'm doing everything right until I bounce ideas off a Matt, until I bounce ideas off the other Matt or Fish. You know what I mean? Like, that's when I raise the bar, is when I'm constantly pushing myself and getting critique. So that's what this is about. We love you all. We want you all to succeed. More indie comics.
Exactly. Indie comics rock. Sean says, everyone had something neat to show off today. Never been a better time to make comics. Yes. I totally agree. Since you asked, the campaign was launched about 3 hours ago.
There you go. I was going to say, I was like, it's probably just launched from what I'm looking at it, but.
Yep. So you've already hit goal and you've got a whole month to go. So we're going to keep an eye on this one and see how well it goes for you.
42 is the magic number, by the way. That's how many backers you're at. It's the meaning of life, right?
Nice. All right. And once again, don't forget, Lori's campaign launches tonight at
Yeah, if you want to see a
6:30
crazy
whatever
campaign,
time. Texas time.
6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got, yeah, you'll see. Just go check it out when it's live. You can scroll through and make your own decisions. I'm going to be posting on this show for next week. Hopefully, I can get on the wheel of destiny and get on the screen. And then Matt can tell me my video is much too long.
And you have way too many add-ons.
Right. No, but I think I've done something unique in my video this time. So hopefully
Yeah,
it'll get people
I look
to
forward
watch
to
it.
it.
Besides falling
Awesome.
down and running myself over with a car, I've done that. So, and I will be funded next week. I will be funded before next week. So, speaking that into the universe.
I'm all for it. I love it. I love to see the success of all these campaigns. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, you can check out my comic book series, Mythica, at actionlinestudios.com. There are 9 issues, both in digital and physical formats, as well as alternate covers there as well. And there's also that new crowdfunding clinic service. And then, Lori, be sure and I'll send me the link. I'll put it in the chat, or I'll put it in the comment section down below. And with that, is there anything else you want to promote before we go?
I love you all. Go back
I
each
love
other
you
on
all.
Kickstarter. Spread the love. You know what I mean? Like, we should all be supporting each other because did I freeze? Of course. Right in the middle, I was like frozen
for a second.
There's a lot of good stuff that's live, stuff that is, damn it. I'm just going to stop talking. I keep freezing. Go support indie comics. I love you all. Come support Path of the Pale Rider tonight. I would love to see you there.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next Friday on the Comic Book Showdown of Ultimate Destiny.
Push the button.